Welcome aboard, Guardians. First, I'd like to preface this video by saying sorry for my absence in the past weeks. School and extra activities have been at an ultra high. But in case you have missed it, here's some new juicy info to chew on for a little bit until E3. First off, the beta month was released. It was leaked by the Activision press conference article, but then was later confirmed by Bungie. Though no specific date has been given, I predict that whatever console you are on, we will all be playing on Bungie Day, also known as July 7th, 7/7. He stated that they're going to do something that everybody can enjoy at the same time. If this is in fact true, and PlayStation is still getting the beta early, then I predict that it's going to be around July 1st. This is a perfect time frame. Another piece of big news is that Activision and Bungie are putting $500 million into the development of Destiny. The previous record holder is Grand Theft Auto 5, who spent a whopping $260 million. The development of Destiny is almost doubling the previous record holder. Insanity. Though, at the end of the day, Activision is predicting that this will be their third billion-dollar franchise. This running up against Skylanders and Call of Duty. So if you think about it a little more, over doubling your profit really isn't that bad. Another indicator that Bungie really cares about its truly dedicated fans. And all the casual gamers for that matter. And the last information in this video is going to be the 2 weekly updates that I have missed. In the first one that we missed, they actually talked about the structure and design of rocks. Though it may not seem too important, it actually proved to be quite the tedious task. This image shows all the types of rocks and their uses. Rocks for larger features obviously means cliffs, mountains, or some awesome canyon features. Rocks for micro detail, specifically for looks. It really won't throw much of a wrench in your gameplay, but could probably still end up as an awesome jump or a good piece of cover. Rocks for combat cover. This will be seen mostly in PvP areas or raids, just to get out of the line of fire of your enemy shots. And the last one, facades with no back faces for cliffs, kind of fits in with the rocks for larger features. Like the image shown below, this is exactly how it's going to look in-game. Though you might look at a rock in-game and not think much of its color or details, this image portrays just how much camouflage it can provide to a Guardian. Imagine having this in a PvP arena and just not being able to see him. He'd be picking everybody out on your team and not being killed. Very big piss off. Thankfully, the company that Bungie is realizes these little things and reduces the noise of the rocks in order for a much fairer play. As for the mail saga this week, Deej answers and says that you will not have to have any previous Halo experience in order to be remotely good at Destiny. Though I think it might help to have previous Bungie game experience, it's a brand new game and brings totally new attributes to the table. Dynamic skyboxes with the sunset and sunrise will be beautiful. Pets are pretty much confirmed as a no. And then he goes on to talk more about factions. As seen on the previous image of the Conduit F3 on the drawing board, factions will simply be a different look to some of your armor and gear, but will also have a political and economic side to them. And now we're getting caught up. Let's move on to the most recent weekly update. In the actual information portion of the update, it's just describing more E3, and it's just getting us more hyped and more hyped for it. As if I wasn't hyped enough. Deej describes that his Warlock throws an Axion bolt that lingers after it detonates. This means that it'll be customizable so that you can time how long it actually sticks around after you throw it. Some new information about fusion rifles was described, so I'm just going to read the whole thing off of what Josh Hamrick had to say about it. The fusion rifle is an energy-based weapon that must be charged up to fire. The charge speed varies per weapon, but in general it makes the weapon significantly slower to fire than a shotgun. If the user is an adept, he can bypass the delay by pre-charging the weapon before acquiring line of sight to his target. In terms of range, the fusion rifle is intended for medium-range combat, significantly outspacing a standard shotgun. While it is not built to handle long-range combat, users can tame its recoil and have a little luck on their side and may find themselves picking off targets outside of the approved range. One last thing. Because the fusion rifle uses a pulsing emitter in order to keep heat buildup to a minimum, it actually fires 7 distinct beams in a very quick succession. Because of this, users have had luck sweeping the weapon across multiple targets, eliminating all of them with a single fire vent. To sum up what I get from this, you have to charge them up it's usually medium range, and it is able to hit multiple targets. In other words, this gun should have a disclaimer saying experiences may vary. And speculating a little bit, there'll be a lot more vehicles in Destiny than what we've heard. And thank God for that, because we've only heard of 2. Of course, excluding aircraft. For all the people playing COD for a while out there, like myself, a controller figuration just like Call of Duty is implemented within Destiny. The 2 last questions I'm going to answer within this video are incredibly huge. Raids are going to take 4 or more hours. He emphasizes the more part. Can the more part mean up to 8 hours of your time? If so, make sure you cancel any plans with your girlfriend or your friends, because you're going to be staying inside all day. Though I'm sure at the beginning it's going to be less, but as soon as you progress into the bigger raids and leading up to what we call the Bungie raid, then it's going to start getting more and more. And the final is that Deej says that he still gets lost in old Russia. This means it's vast, just showing how large Destiny is once again. Coming from one of the people that has been playing it almost since the beginning, and he's still getting lost within one of the locations, I think that we'll have enough in order to keep us satisfied for a long time. And that wraps up all the Destiny information for this video. On a more personal side, I recently joined the clan Prime Guard. Now what does this mean for me, you, and my content? To put it simply, a lot. This clan is dedicated and passionate about Destiny. When I get into a fire team, I can guarantee that we're going to be pushing as hard as we can, and it's going to be the most skilled players on the game at the time. This means the best videos that I can possibly bring, because we're going to be beating it first. We're going to be pushing it very hard in order to bring you guys the best content and to set records. That being said, that wraps up this video. I'm happy to be back, and I'll try to stay up to date with all the content that is released by Bungie. The future is bright, my friends, and I cannot wait for E3. It's going to be an incredible year. So, until next time, take care.